Hey guys, it's Seth with Stage Right. Today we're going to do a product review on the Fender Super Champ X2. I've had this amp for a little bit now, so I've had the time to mess with all the knobs and switches on here to really get a feel for what it's capable of doing, so I figured I'd share my knowledge with you guys. So this amp's a 15 watt tube amp. It's got one 12 AX7 preamp tube, and it's also got two 6v6 power tubes inside. But it's really loud for as small as it is. 15 watts doesn't seem like much, but compared to a solid state, it's definitely, it holds its weight in sound output. So we'll just start from left to right, and I'll show you every knob that is on this amp, what it does and how it's connected to the other knobs that are on the amp as well. So first we just got the input jack, and that's pretty standard. That's just where you plug your guitar in. But the first knob we have here is volume 1. So when you have this channel select button deselected, it'll just give you that clean channel. And that's what the volume's for. It's to control your clean channel. So that's what that'll do, and that's great for running through like a pedal board or something like that, where you just want the clean sound of the amp, and it sounds really great. It's got a good tone to it. But moving on, the channel select button, that's just switching your channels. So when you press that in, you're going to be directed to the amp modeling section of the amp. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to the voice knob here, because that's what's going to give you which amp model you want to use. So for the last little bit there where it got heavy and was more distorted, I was using one of the modern like metal amp styles, because that's one of the voice presets on there. So just give you a really good crunch. But what I played first was on like a 3 or 4, I believe, and it's more of a clean channel. So yeah, and then what you can do with those different amp models to control the distortion output is you go back to your gain knob here, and if you crank that up just on this clean that I'm using, crank that up a little bit, it's going to sound a lot more crunchy. So yeah, a lot of control with each one of those amp models, and there's 16 on there. And they range from your basic Fender blackface, silverface, any of those, to the British combos and the American metal ones. So a lot of versatility, a lot of different sounds you can get out of just changing your amp model. And then volume 2, that's what's going to control the volume output for that channel. And then your voice channel, like I said, it's got 16 presets. Moving on, we got the treble and the bass knobs here, and that's just your basic EQing. And what's cool about this section of the amp is it doesn't matter if you're on your clean channel or your voice, your amp modeling channel. This stuff will work with either one of those channels. So that's great for just doing your basic EQs. There's no mids, which I don't like, and that's probably one of the only downsides to what's available on the knobs here. But there's a way around that, and I'll get to that in a minute. The next knob we have here is your FX adjust. So this is just going to control how much of the selected effect that you want, how much output you'll get out of that effect. So how strongly you hear the effect. So right now I've got it on a reverb and delay comboed setting, and it's on 4, and you can definitely hear what it's doing. You can hear the kind of ring out there with the delay and the reverb mixed. And what's cool too is with the delay section, you've got this tap button, so you can control, it's like a tap tempo, so you can control how much of that delay you're getting and how far it's spaced. And so you can actually use that on your chorus, you can use it on your tremolo and your vibrato too. Those are all different effects that are built in to this knob here. But then if you want to just use your effects board and not have any effects on here, all you have to do, switch that all the way down, your effects adjust button, and now you're going to be playing completely clean. So yeah, you can do that too. But like I said, a lot of versatility. You can do a lot of different things and combine this with your own effects. But the built-in effects, I will say, are really great. I use it a lot, especially this reverb and delay, because I don't have a reverb pedal, so it's great for that. But what I was going to get to, what I had mentioned earlier with the EQ missing the mids knob, there's a great thing that you can do with this amp that you really can't do with a lot of amps, and that is it comes with a USB hookup on the back of the amp, and that allows you to hook up to the Fender Fuse program. And what Fender Fuse is basically this huge pedal board kind of log of, you know, anything that you can imagine. It's got every kind of pedal on there, and you can build your effects on that. So it's basically, with this effects section and the amp modeling section, it's that just blown up. There's just way more customizing that you can do with that. And there's also features like presets that other people have made, so you can download presets for specific sounds or specific artists or specific songs. And it's just a click of the button once you have it hooked up, and then it's, you know, being played through your amp. So what also is cool about that too is you can upload those presets onto your voicing section, so you can have the effects or the amp models that you want actually just built in there, so you don't have to have it always hooked up to the computer. So that's another great thing, you know, about this amp. But yeah, it just allows, that Fender Fuse, it just allows for a lot more versatility, a lot more customization, and obviously added EQ and effects and amp models that you can, you know, play with, and combine that with your own pedal boards and the different effects that you're running through the amp anyway. So yeah, I love this little amp, and for $300 you can't really beat it. It's a really great deal for all that you get. I hope this review was helpful, and stay tuned for our demo video so you'll be able to hear more of what this amp is capable of.